Welcome, everyone. Please take a moment to settle in. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Take one deep breath and exhale slowly. Today, I want us to look at a very familiar phrase that you might have used thousands of times today. You think about something you don't have, a new career, a different relationship status, more money, better health, and in your mind, you form a sentence. Maybe it's, I want to be happier, or I want to lose weight. I want that promotion. We treat this phrase as a command. We believe that if we say it loud enough, or if we desire something with enough intensity, the universe is obligated to grant us our wish. But here is the uncomfortable truth we are going to explore today. Saying, I want often fails. Not because the universe is unwilling, but because the structure of the sentence itself creates a barrier between you and what you seek. In contrast, there is another way to speak to reality, one that aligns with deep psychological science and spiritual wisdom. Saying, I am. This shift from desire to identity is not just semantics. It is a fundamental change in how you navigate your life. It changes the game from chasing something outside of you to embodying what you seek. Over the next few minutes, we are going to unpack why the human mind gets stuck in a cycle of lack when it focuses on wanting, and how embracing who you already are accelerates manifestation and fulfillment without effort. So keep an open mind. We might have to challenge some very deep-seated beliefs about how success is achieved. Let's start by examining the phrase, I want. When you say, I want X, what does that statement actually imply? It implies two distinct things separated by a gap. It says, here is me as I am now, and over there, far away, is the thing I need to get. The moment you say, I want, you are defining your current identity by what you lack. If you say, I want a calm life, the phrase secretly confirms that your current reality is chaotic. If you say, I want to be confident, it acknowledges that right now, in this very second, you feel unconfident. This creates a subtle but powerful problem. By focusing entirely on the object of your desire, your energy becomes outwardly directed. You are reaching out into the world, grasping at things you cannot physically hold yet. It places you in the position of a beggar waiting for a gift to come from the heavens or from other people. Psychologically, this is known as scarcity mindset. When you operate from I want, you are constantly scanning the environment for what is missing. You are looking for the thing that will fix your current state. The problem with this approach is that it reinforces the separation between you and your goal. You become the hunter chasing a prize, always tired, always anxious about whether the trap is springing. Think of it like a magnet. If you hold a magnet towards a piece of iron and say, I want to attract it, the attraction happens based on the magnetic force connecting them. But if your statement says, I am currently not holding the iron, I really wish I had it, you are emphasizing the distance. You are keeping yourself in the state of separation. Furthermore, when we live our lives trying to fill a hole with something we think is missing, whether it's love, security, or creativity, we rarely stay still long enough to realize that we are already whole. The wanting mode keeps us in a perpetual state of future orientation. We never really are the person who has what they want because our attention is glued to the lack. We become strangers to our own potential while we chase the object. Now let's flip the script. Let's look at the phrase, I am. Consider the difference between saying, I want to be a successful artist, and saying, I am an artist in the making, or even stronger, I am a creator of art. Or compare, I want to feel healthy, with, I am a healthy person living in this body right now. When you shift your language from wanting to being, you stop defining yourself by what you lack and start defining yourself by who you are. You are no longer reaching for the future version of yourself. You are stepping into it as if it is happening now. This is not about pretending or acting like someone else. It is about aligning your inner sense of self with the outcome you seek. This concept is often referred to as assimilation rather than attraction. We tend to think manifestation works by waving a wand and pulling things toward us from a distance. But true transformation happens when we stop trying to force an external change and instead declare an internal shift. When you say, I am, you are speaking your new identity into existence before you have the proof yet. You are telling your nervous system, we are safe. You are telling your subconscious mind, the job is done. You are sending a signal to the universe that says, I have arrived. Imagine trying to walk through a heavy door. If you approach it saying, I want to get inside, and pushing against it because you feel locked out, you might struggle for hours. But if you simply open the door and step right through, declaring, I am already here inside, you realize there was never a barrier. The door wasn't in your way, your resistance was. By adopting an identity-based mindset, I am, you remove the friction of striving. Striving implies that you are not yet enough. Identity implies that you are exactly who you need to be. When you operate from identity, actions naturally flow from that sense of being. You don't try to be kind. You act kindly because your identity is kindness. You don't try to be healthy. You eat well and move because you are a healthy person. This shift dissolves the anxiety of not knowing if it will work. If you are already who you want to be, how can it go wrong? The I am stance creates a sense of integrity. It aligns your thoughts with your reality before that reality fully manifests in the external world. It is the bridge between potentiality and actuality. So, how do we actually make this switch in our daily lives? How do we move from the trap of I want to the power of I am? It requires conscious practice because years of conditioning have taught us that we need more, better, and different things to be happy. Here is a simple exercise you can start doing right now. Throughout your day, catch yourself using the word want. Pause it. Rewrite the sentence. If you say, I want this to stop, pause and ask yourself, who am I if this stops? Or better yet, say, I am at peace. If you say, I want to be more organized, reframe it to, I am an orderly person. If you say, I want to find a job that suits me, shift to, I am a creator of my own path. Notice the feeling in your body. When you say, I want, do you feel a little sigh, a slight tension in your chest? That is the energy of reaching and grasping. When you say, I am, does it feel different? Perhaps it feels lighter, more grounded, like an anchor dropping into still water? Another technique is to combine I am with gratitude for the process. Instead of, I want to attract love, try saying, I am open to love, and I am grateful that love flows through me. This removes the desperation of the chase and replaces it with the posture of receiving something you already deserve. Remember, this isn't about denying your desires. It's about realizing that you are not separate from them. The thing you want is not a distant object. It is an expansion of who you can be. When you say, I am, you aren't ignoring reality. You are expanding it to match your truth. You are claiming the end result as part of your current identity. Think of it like learning a new language. If I tell you, I want to speak French, you will never master it quickly because you are always thinking in English about the French words. But if you start speaking only in French, even while stumbling and making mistakes, you force your brain to rewire itself. That is what saying I am does for your life story. It forces your reality to catch up to your internal declaration. As we come to the close of our time together, I want you to leave with this final image in mind. Imagine that you have already reached your goal. You are sitting on a bench watching the sun set. What do you say? Do you say, oh, I'm so glad that worked out? Or do you say, I told you, I am someone who succeeds easily? That first response keeps your focus on the lack that existed before the event. You are still defining yourself by what you needed to achieve to be happy. But the second response, I am someone who succeeds easily, reveals that your sense of self has not changed based on the outcome. The success is simply the natural expression of who you already are. That is the key difference between wanting and being. When you stand in the position of your future self, the past struggles don't look like obstacles anymore. They look like the training ground that built exactly who you needed to be. You realize that everything you experienced, the doubts, the efforts, the waiting, was simply the necessary evolution of this identity coming into full bloom. So, as we wrap up today, I invite you to make one final mental shift. Instead of closing your mind and thinking, maybe tomorrow I'll try to say, I am more. Step into a quiet moment right now and declare it. Don't just think it, Feel the weight of truth in your chest as you say it aloud or within your heart. I am enough. I am worthy. I am the architect of my reality. When you speak these words, you are not making up stories. You are tuning your internal radio to a frequency that matches the outcome you seek. The universe responds instantly to this shift in identity. It brings the circumstances, the people, and the resources needed to match your new declaration. You do not need to chase happiness anymore. You simply need to remember who you already are beneath all the noise of "I want." Drop the weight of lack. Stand tall in the certainty of your own being. And watch with open eyes and an open heart as your life rearranges itself to honor the truth you have now spoken into existence. Thank you for joining me on this journey from desire to identity. May your days be filled not with what you are chasing, but with the peace and power of knowing exactly who you are. Until we meet again, remember, you are already there. Just step into it.